guys, and welcome back to my channel. And as you guessed from the title of the video, I'm going to be telling you why I quit my job in daycare. So if you've already seen my pregnancy update video for my 11 weeks, you know that I quit my job, and primarily I quit it due to being pregnant. I've already mentioned a couple of times in pregnancy update videos that I was thinking about quitting, but I finally did quit. So I had a job at daycare, at a daycare facility here in my town. It was it's weird. I kind of really disliked this job, and yet on the other hand, it was like a great job. Like, it paid more than minimum wage. I mean, it was $8.50, so it wasn't like a ton, but it was still more than minimum wage. I worked Monday through Friday. I had the weekends off. It was only a 6-hour shift, so I worked from 8 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. And there wasn't like a ton of benefits because she was a very small business, but my boss was awesome. She was really easy to work with me on anything. And unfortunately, I had to call off a lot, which I don't like calling off when I work, especially when it's a new job. Like, normally when I get a new job, like, I try not to call off for the first year. Like, that's just like my goal. But I call off a lot. I was only there for about 4 months, and my second week working there, I got super sick, and my doctor was even like, you know, you shouldn't be there this whole week. I want you to give it till next Monday. So I had to call off for a full week. Then I got pregnant, and I was having like nausea, and there was a few times I had to leave early because of getting nauseous, and there's a few times I called in because my nausea was just so bad. Like, I've never thrown up so far in my pregnancy, but like my nausea has been so bad towards like the debilitating. Like, I have to lay down and just like hope it passes. So it was, and when I say like I didn't like my job, like, I think just working with other people's children isn't for me. And I hate to say that because there are times when I really enjoyed working with the kids and I enjoyed seeing them learn new things and them growing. But I don't know, I just got really aggravated really easily, and the further my pregnancy went on, the more aggravated I found myself getting for no reason. And I would leave feeling so angry and so stressed. And it was over things that when I very first started, like, I only worked there about a month before I got pregnant. And it was things that were making me angry that, like, when I first started working there, like, didn't bother me at all. Like, if the kid was messing with the diaper genie and you had to go chase him off of it, it would just, it's irrational, but it would piss me off. And when they wouldn't hold still for diaper changes and, like, all that stuff, like, I was just getting angry for, like, no reason. These are normal things that kids do, and these are things that didn't bother me when I first started working there. But with my pregnancy hormones being up and down everywhere, I was just getting so angry. So I finally decided to go ahead and put in my 2-week notice because I was getting afraid that I would just snap. And I don't want to sit here and say that I would ever do anything to abuse one of the kids, but I was just getting so angry that I didn't trust myself. And that's just how angry I was getting, which is scary. And it runs in my family for like blackouts, to get like super angry and to black out and not know what you're doing. I've never actually done that, but my dad has done that, his sister has done that, my grandfather has done that. It's not uncommon, and I've been to the point where I feel like it's almost like an out-of-body experience. Like, I know what I'm doing, but I also feel like I'm not in control any at all. And I had a lot of that when I was going through puberty. I would just get so angry for no reason during puberty because hormones were everywhere. And I never actually like blacked out, but I would just feel really out of what I was doing, and I would do a lot of screaming and yelling. And so anger issues run in the family, and I was just really getting afraid that I would snap. And so I decided, you know, it's going to be better. And it was really bad for my baby for me to be getting so stressed out. And I would just have like this constant ball of anger and frustration just like in my chest. I could just feel it, of just constantly being angry. And I knew that's bad for your baby, and that can cause problems with your baby. So I decided to go ahead and put in my 2-week notice. And I was fully like planning on sticking out the full 2 weeks. But Monday came along, this past Monday, and we had a new kid come in. And I think this kid had some problems maybe. I asked my boss, and she was like, well, his parents didn't say one way or the other, but I kind of think he might have some autism, is what my boss said. And again, like, normally I'm a fairly patient person, which is something weird for me to say. But I really found with this job, especially in the first month, that I found that I actually do have a lot of patience to deal with things when I'm in my right mind. And I don't have hormones going bonkers, but this kid was just, it was weird because on some levels he would behave really well. And I only had him on the Monday, and that was his second day. He started on Saturday, which I didn't work Saturdays. So Monday was his second day, and it was weird. Like, on some levels he would really behave. He would actually like help clean up toys. He would go sit down for snack time instead of having to like run around and chase him down. Those kind of little things, like, he behaved really well. But the other things that I didn't think I could handle was the fact that if you asked him to do something that he didn't want to do, he would have a complete meltdown and throw himself on the floor, kicking and screaming. And if another kid tried to come by and play with his toys, he would get so mad and push them and start yelling at them. And he was also, like, the mom said that he was potty trained, but my boss was like, with the way, I guess he had an accident on Saturday or something, and so my boss was like, how about we put him in some diapers or pull-ups or something, and we'll try to get him to the bathroom, but that way he doesn't have accidents and just pee his pants. So they put him in diapers. I think it was diapers, or maybe it was pull-ups. I don't really remember, but I was sitting there thinking, like, there is no way that I can pick up this 4-year-old to change them all day long. Because that was another thing I was starting to have issues with, was my back was hurting all the time from picking the kids up for diaper changes and putting them into their, what's it called? Those, like, high chairs. That's what it is. And so my back was hurting all the time. And that was for, like, picking up 1.5-year-old, 2-year-olds. And it's not like the kid in particular that I'm thinking of. I mean, I love that kid. He was such a sweetie. He wasn't fat. He was just really muscular. And picking him up all day was just killing my back. And I was like, this kid, this 4-year-old, is twice as big as this 2-year-old, and you want me to pick him up and put him on a changing table? That's not happening. So I just went in Tuesday and quit. I was like, I know I was going to try and stick it out until the 18th, but I can't. I'm sorry. And I explained to her, and she's like, well, you know, I understand. I kind of figured you'd leave earlier. I could tell you're getting really stressed out, and thanks for telling me. And so I haven't been back. I quit, and I'm not going to go back. Daycare is not for me. It really takes a special person to do daycare. And even though I enjoyed it in the beginning, it's really just not something I want to do. I don't want to deal with 9 kids at one time, because I just felt so stressed out and aggravated, and my back hurt, and it's just, even after I have my baby, like, I don't want to go back to daycare. There's no part of me that wants to work daycare again. So, but yeah, that's why I quit my job. It was, we got a kid in there that I knew I wasn't going to be able to handle. It was a lot of heavy lifting, and I was having a lot of anger issues, and I just didn't trust myself not to freak out. Yeah, so yeah, that kind of wraps that up. So yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. So I guess I'll just talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. So I just walked into the kitchen. It's like, I don't know, 6 in the morning, and I find Oliver perched up here. He's scared the living heck out of me. What are you doing, buddy? Why are you up there? They have access up here to all the cabinets. This big cabinet. He chooses the ladder. I don't even have a dog bed up there. I don't know how well you can see it. But he chooses this one. Ignore all my dishes. I need to do dishes. But yeah, he's just hanging out in the middle of the floor on the ladder that I had to put in here. The other day we took pregnancy announcement photos, and he had to be in the photo. We needed him, and he was hiding behind the dog bed, so I had to get the ladder to get him down. I just haven't put away the ladder yet, but yeah, he about gave me a freaking heart attack.